Call the June 14th regular school board meeting to order. We will, got everybody here today, roll call, got all 5 members, want to welcome the students, faculty, and administration, the newspaper, media, and we'll start with pledge of allegiance and invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day, and thank you for those that are present, and may we make wise decisions that for our district as we go forward. Be with our soldiers overseas and protect us during the pandemic, and may we get over it, and just thank you for the grace and mercy you show us each day. Amen.
Amen.
All right, approval of agenda. We got one addition, didn't we?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of 28, and that would be the MPRC policy.
All right. Can I get them, can I, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Start public participation comments. Do we have anybody on the list?
Nobody on the list.
Anybody on the list? All right, we'll move right on to the cabinet update.
All right, how's everyone doing?
Fine.
Trying to get back to a source of normalcy. I'll be short, brief, quick, however you want to call it. First off, I always go through the vision, mission, the values, and the fundamentals of our district. We have 4 goals. We have student achievement, positive culture, community engagement, and employee retention, all we're trying to really improve in. For update, first I'd like to thank the board for the budget work session. I know you have other stuff to do, but we came in today, 12:30, worked out some stuff about budget, gave some good suggestions to prepare us for the budget hearing that's coming up. Really good suggestions today that we're going to take into account, and we're going to try to make some stuff happen to reflect your suggestions for next time. Graduation is the 26th, I think it is, 26th. It's at the football fields outside. The high school principal, Mr. Foss, he's done a really good job getting the message out. There's a contingency plan just in case it rains that day, to be held in the gym.
What time?
At 10 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Evans, have that purple tie.
Yeah. You got air conditioning fan out there.
So, all the information has been given out to the parents and the community about the graduation. ESSA 2 funds. Our ESSA 2 application was approved by MDE. So we got approved. The biggest purchase that we're going to make with our ESSA 2 funds is HVAC, our heating and air system. As you know, we got $5.2 million. We have an estimated cost of $4.4 million to fix all of our air conditioning and heating for the buildings in the district. We're really trying to make sure that we make purchases that are going to last the district for a long time. This is one-time money that we probably will never see in our lifetime again. We have no guidance on ESSA 3 as of yet, so we don't even have the application for ESSA 3. So we're going to bring some more ideas to you about what we want to do for ESSA 3 so that the board will know what's going on.
I guess you have some criteria as to how you said repaired, doesn't necessarily mean replace.
Replace the HVAC.
So you're gonna replace 100%.
We're going to replace every old HVAC that we have. It's 100%. It's every old one. You know, we just bought the ones at Parks, so they're not old. So anything that's old and out of date, we're replacing it. Even if it's running and it's old and out of date, we're gonna replace it.
So there's criteria.
Estimated $4.4 million. That's estimated.
So you got somebody looking at, that's what I'm getting at, there is a criteria, it's old, it's outdated, there's a date on there.
Yeah, we have some old systems. How old is our oldest one, Mr.
And
Harris?
I'm talking about the real old, but they're not all of them,
Yeah.
because we replace them every year.
My span on the unit is like 15 years. Majority of it's going over there.
Okay.
So like you said, the ones in Parks, no, we just bought them. Some that's a year old, 2 years old, we don't need to replace those. Those ones that are old, we need to replace them. They're bad.
Actually, I want 10 years just to have to
Yeah.
replace them all of you at the same time.
So, you know, with costs going up, with that estimated cost, there's a good chance that that cost can go up. So that was just an estimation. MDE Audit Summary, federal programs. We had an MDE audit, that is in your FYI information. The audit went well. There were only 2 items that we did not find. There was an old computer, that was $180 something, and 1 calculator. That was it. This was a unique audit for the district because, first off, it was online. Secondly, you had no clue of what they wanted. When they got online, they said, go to the middle school and find these items. And you have to go find them. So there was no prep, there was no nothing.
Kind of like a scavenger hunt.
It was. It was. And we learned a lot. So we learned a lot that we can change, that we did change, and it's in that manual for fixed assets. We made it through it. It was rough because they hadn't really been through an audit like that. So we're going through the 100% audits right now for the schools for the end of the year. There are a lot of things that we need to change. One thing we did learn, that people did learn, MDE only looks for what you tell them you have. They don't have your list. You provide them with your list. You give them your list.
So it's a good idea to keep it clean.
That's
Clean
right.
list.
And so you come to find out you got cameras that's on your list, that's on a bus that doesn't work. But they're still on your fixed asset. And so they pull that and you have to go find it, even if the bus is not running. So you have to make sure that your list, things are going on. One thing that was really unique about it, the first thing that they wanted to see is all of the ESSA computers that we bought. They wanted to see them. And so they saw them. And they said, you all really are using those computers. Yes. So there was only one school to that purpose. That was the exception to that was Bell, because Bell said that they did not want to transition those other kids. They had a stack of computers that they were holding. And MD was like, that makes sense, because they didn't want to transition because it was late to the school year. But they saw all the stuff that we bought and all the stuff that we were using. So again, we had no clue what they were going to ask for. But it turned out really well. But we learned a lot. Summer school and the Wolfpack Academy, July 6 through 29, Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to noon. This year, summer school is going to be unique because we're going to use our ESSA funds to pay. So any kid that's in our district can go to summer school for free. Any kid outside of our district, they have to pay. So we're going to use our ESSA funds to pay for the teachers and the administrator and all that stuff.
No, any criteria for in-district kids? I mean,
No.
It's just if they want to go, there been counseling with parents for ones that need to go?
Going through that process right now. The principals have the flyer for summer school. Summer school is designated for the kids for pass-fail. The Wolfpack Academy is just for extra learning to catch you up. And the principals have the flyers, and the principals are contacting those parents, especially the ones that's for summer school too.
All right, transportation?
Free. We provide buses, we provide
Meals.
breakfast, and we provide lunch. And it's all at one location this year. Because we have a quick turnaround, we have to get buildings clean, working out a system, so we have it all, but they're all separated.
Where is this?
At the high school. It's all at the high school campus this year.
And it's grades 2 through?
We doing K, Ms. Thompson?
We're doing, K-12, but of course, in the high school, we'll be breaking down to those classes, or whatever.
And we have a pre-K thingy.
So we have a pre-K, summer enrichment program as well, and that's gonna be at Bell.
So are we having a feeding site this summer? Are we having a feeding site this
Both
summer?
of the feeding sites right now are at the high school.
Okay, good.
So we're gonna have 2 sites. So unless Ms. Newsom has an update for me, we're gonna probably meet again next week and she'll let me know. But we're trying to do all this stuff. I think everybody's done a really good job. It's been a lot of planning, again, planning a few months ago, trying to figure out how to do it, what to do. So things gonna work out. We have our last meeting this week about it. Back to school plan. We had to turn in a back to school plan. Our back to school plan is not complete, but we had to turn it into MDE. Thank God for you to let us change it without having to go to the board every time to change it the last time. And we're gonna go through some things that I'm going to request for the next school year, for back to school. I think some districts have already put their plan out, exactly how they're gonna come back to school, so I think it's a line item for us.
Number 11.
Number 11, and I'll go through it again. But we're gonna tweak what we already have out there depending on what you say tonight. Fixed asset audits, like I said, we're doing 100% right now. There's also a manual that you see now that is updated. I think it's in your packet this time. It's real updated. We have to change a lot because you learn a lot when you go through something. I think our fixed asset, you're gonna see a change in the way that we do it. What we come to find out, the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. And you learn that when you go through the people that's gonna measure you. So if anybody calls anybody on us about fixed asset, we get met the people that are responsible for coming to see us, MDE. They're gonna come and see us, so we learned a lot. Third grade gate. Our third grade gate information came back. We are at 58.7, which one is Mr. Johnson? 58.34, something like that. Pass rate. I gave you a document that lets you know the last time that we took that was 18-19. So 18-19, when we took it, we scored a 63.7. This time we're at 58, so that's a negative 5.7. Everybody was going to go down. Everyone knew it. It's just how much you were going to go down. So if you look at it, we're not that far off from where we were when all the kids were in school, and school was normal. And I also gave you a comparison sheet. I gave you a comparison sheet, and the one that's highlighted with the yellow, that is the one to show you what every school did as far as pass-fail rate. If you look, the virtual is not that good. And you can tell from the comparisons of the other people that I showed you, that doing all virtual or some type of virtual, it is not a good thing.
So the third grade gate comparison is the pass rate?
Yes.
So these kids won't have to be retested, right?
No.
Okay.
They do not have to be.
No. Mr. Johnson, what did they say about the gate?
These kids won't have to be tested. However, they'll get the interventions next year in grade 4. But every kid, if they pass the local criteria for promotion, they'll pass.
Are we encouraging these kids to go to summer school, to take advantage of?
They're doing the priority list.
So as you can see, we did slide, but compared to others, we didn't slide that much.
We were single digits and everybody else is double digits.
You see some big slides up there, but you look at their model. There are some schools in our area that I think the summer is the first time the kids have been in the building since March of last year. So you'll see the virtual is tough. We're not the only ones suffering. You just got to make a system that you don't suffer as much. And I want everybody to know that everybody's going to be low. Your stuff is going to come back low. So everybody's starting at the same place. It's just what do you do to get out the hole? You have to have a systematic way that you're going to get out the hole. Praying works, but we're going to have to do some stuff. We have to do some things that are different. I mean, that's where all the after-school tutoring, the principals, we have after-school tutoring. You're going to get a lot of this on our next board meeting. After-school tutoring, we made it mandatory for so many days out of the week to be offered at every school for next year. The principals, last principal meeting we had last week, they are very enthused to do one Saturday a month, starting in January, to do Saturday school. All of these things can be paid out of ESSA for our learning loss. In-house tutors to come that are certified. There are a whole bunch of things we're trying to do to get ourselves out the hole. We just can't sit there and just wait. If that makes any sense. So
Because for a whole year, all we've been able to do is react.
Yep.
Now we can plan.
Yep. And this is a multi-year thing. This is not a one-year thing. So that ESSA money, like I said, ESSA 1, you have to spend it by September 30th of 22. ESSA 2, you gotta spend it by September 30th of 23, and September 30th of 24, you gotta have ESSA 3. So, like I said, the ESSA 3 is a mandatory 20% on learning loss. That's like $2.3 million for us. It's hard to spend. But we just can't throw money at it and just buy different stuff just to buy it. It's a strategic approach.
It takes people.
It takes it. The last thing I want you to do, I know last time we talked about PR. I haven't forgot. There's some things on there, and we invited someone.
Before we go there, can we go back to your report? Why do we have April, for the principal action plan? Why do we have April information?
I don't know.
Or am I on the wrong one?
April 2021.
Don't even worry about it.
Should be May.
Okay.
I was on May, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, it would be right for
It is right for May.
The last time we talked, we had we were talking about a PR firm, and we were talking about doing something for PR. So we invited someone to present about PR, to talk about, give you an idea of the Carter Malone Group, to present to you. It's a short presentation for you, to get an idea about the PR. Not saying we're picking them, we're just giving you a general idea of what can be offered. So,
I'm here.
yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm Deidre Malone. I'm the president and CEO of the Carter Malone Group. And we're headquartered in Memphis, Tennessee, but we have an office in Jackson, Mississippi as well. They're working on my PowerPoint, but until then, I'm just gonna keep talking because I know we have a short period of time. The Carter Malone Group. Carter Malone Group, we've been around 18 years. I'm a former elected official in Shelby County Commissioner, and we had to fund school systems, so I quite frankly understand your position. And so I wanted to share with you just a few things about public relations and why we know that it's important. And we'll go to the next slide.
I got you right.
You got it? Okay, thanks, Doc. These are some of the services that a public relations firm offers. Public relations, community engagement, stakeholder engagement, public affairs, which is primarily government relations. Internal and external communications are also very key. Mr. Superintendent, next slide. This is what we do well. Strategic communications plans, they're integrated. So, everything touches everything. If it's social media, if it's media relations, if it's public relations, if it's stakeholder engagement, it's all connected, speaking with one voice. Next slide. And so some of the school districts that we've worked with is the Tennessee Achievement School District. I don't know if you followed Tennessee politics at all, but the 5% of the lowest performing schools in Tennessee, the state of Tennessee created a statewide school district to try and raise the level of education in those school systems. And so our firm was a part of the activity to introduce the ASD to the state of Tennessee, as well as show them how to get into those communities and learn who those community leaders are and get them to buy into the Achievement School District. Next slide. And as a part of that, Journey Community Schools, Aspire Public Schools is a charter network out of Oakland, California. And their whole focus is trying to get students focused on going to college. And so they entered the Memphis market, and we helped them, and it was very controversial. We helped them enter that market, and they've been around now 9 years and doing well. This is another campaign that we worked on. It's Everything is on the Line, the last campaign, and Shelby County government funded that one. Next one. That's just some more examples of community engagement. We'll go to the next slide, which talks about why you should hire a public relations firm. You save money and time. You already have experts that are associated with a firm. when it comes to media relations, public relations, community engagement, as well as social media and crisis communications. That's so key. We tell all of our clients that you should have a crisis communications plan with various scenarios, so you just have to dust it off and use it when you need it. That's so important. You hire experts in the field of public relations. I know if the district doesn't have a PR person or a PR team, then like I shared with Dr. McCarty, one thing that a PR firm could do is get you set up, get you running, and work with you to transition that function to someone internally. Right? Media relations is so important. You have to develop relationships with the media. Sometimes they will answer your phone calls, sometimes they won't. So that's the reason, getting to know them and getting them to feel comfortable that when you pick up the phone and call them, that it's credible and you're telling the truth. And that's what we do really well. Next slide. And so I know Dr. Belcher said that we're not pitching us. And so we're not going to. But if you are looking for a firm that is right between Jackson and Memphis, I mean, we can be that firm, the Carter Malone Group, because we're in Memphis and we're in Jackson. And we'd love the opportunity to work with you. But public relations firms can be the voice that you need after you determine what that single voice is going to be internally that you want to share externally to your community. A firm can help you do that. Dr. Belcher, thank you for the opportunity.
No problem.
Any questions for me?
No, ma'am. I don't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no other questions on the presentation that we gave you, that concludes my report.
Is that the whole cabinet update?
Oh, business, my fault. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, I'm here to give you the business updates for the financials for the month of April 2021. The district cash on hand at the end of April was $15.5 million. Payroll account had about $19,000. Accounts payable a little over $1.1 million. And food service had $765,000. And she could explain about that because she hadn't seen that cash balance like that in a while. Fund balance analysis, our funds together, it's about $20.2 million. Last year this time we had about $16.7 million, a difference of an increase of $3.4 million. The district fund balance through April was $13.4 million. Last year it's about $11.8 million, and an increase of about 1.5 compared to last year this time. Statement of revenues through April, we got about $32 million in. Last year this time it's about 29.7, an increase of about 2.2 million. Statement of expenditures, we spent about 27.3 million through April. And last year this time it's about 27.3 with an increase of about 79,000.
All right, thank you.
Now, if there are no questions, that concludes the cabinet.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the cabinet update? So, get a second?
I second.
Been moved and seconded, approve the cabinet update, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, approve consent agenda.
President, before you move forward, if you could hold off on M, of consent agenda B, subsection M. That is approval of the Cleveland School District to enter into the partnership with Shaw Medical. There were a couple of things in there that Ms. McCarty, Dr. McCarty and I both agree that we need to clarify before we go forward with the approval of that. So if y'all could table M.
All right, can I get a motion to approve A through N, leaving out M?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded, approve A through N, leaving out M. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The date, time, and next regular board meeting for Monday, July 12th at 2 p.m.
Is that the right date? I thought we was gonna do everything on the 13th. Did we have something for the 13th?
That's a Tuesday.
Well, when was you want to have the budget hearing?
It's the same day.
The 12th?
Mhm.
All right, good.
It's the 20 when we got the change.
Okay, I knew it was something.
We good on the 12th?
What
You-
time?
2.
What time the budget meeting? This time, they paid.
Budget gonna be at like 1 or? Budget hearing gonna be at 5?
1 is fine, if it's good for y'all. Is 1 o'clock fine with the budget meeting?
Is that's not the public budget meeting?
That's
is it?
the Monday.
That's
It
the budget
is?
hearing.
Well, we need to wait till after 5. 5 or after on the budget. Because people at work,
So could we,
we need to wait till after 5
So then,
o'clock.
wait a minute, I'm confused.
me too.
So
Oh,
let's do one at a time. Alright, so the next monthly meeting is on the 12th at 2, correct? And the budget, instead of being at 2 o'clock, it's going to be now at 5?
But it needs to be after people get off.
It's two different, the board meeting and the budget.
Two different things.
If we're gonna have a budget hearing at 5, I just
July
said
12th
have
and
a board
June
meeting at 6.
Correct, but the same day.
Well, can we have the
All
budget
July
meeting?
12th.
Budget meeting at
All
5,
July 12th.
budget meeting at 5, and the board meeting at 6.
That'll work.
You gotta be there 2 hours, ain't you, or just an hour?
It's an
It's
hour.
an hour.
An hour? 5 to 6 for the budget meeting, 6
5
o'clock
to
start.
If that's all right with y'all.
That's,
Make a motion, we do it at 12, the 12th,
no,
Say what?
July the 12th.
July
July
12th,
12th at
at
5.
6 for the
Budget at
board.
5, board at 6.
This was the next board meeting,
Correct.
which would be at 6 o'clock on the
Correct.
12th. That's my motion.
We'll just come up here, do the hour. and then-
July, then the board, then have a regular board meeting.
I think she's.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approved claims docket. There's one on the water, it was $1,000-something. We got a leak at the high school, or
What was that for? We got 20 inches. Water and grass.
We have to take a look at the high school. I know we had one high bill that brought my attention was for, Bell Academy. We also checked at the high school as well.
we had checked the high school, it was $1,000. Any more, anybody got any more questions?
I got number 6, page 6. Better marketing, $11,858. What was that for?
That was
paper.
Paper? Paper. Paper.
That cheap, Mr. Bond.
I understand that, but, oh, we probably need that at the beginning, still rather than the end.
And I think it's purchased for the beginning to come up.
Sorry, next year, probably.
All right, number 20, page, 28. Demi, I didn't write down how this form and get back over here to it. 28,
Page 28.
yeah, page 28. Web license, $5,252.
That's for Naylor.
Reading plus,
All right, so,
They
that,
did that out there, school improvement.
do I,
That's out there, school improvement money.
okay, so I guess my next question is, do they not already have Reading Plus?
They have to renew it every year.
I understand that, all right, so why are they the only school in the district uses Reading Plus?
no,
That's really big.
but I can tell you what has happened. Some schools got different things at different times years ago, and they keep renewing them, and their renewal dates are at different times.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Why aren't all of them do it at the same time?
Same time like in January.
Because we'll look into it.
But I mean, I understand that they got them at different
Yeah.
times and that they're. That's all I have.
All right. Anybody else? Have any questions? All right, can I get a motion to accept claim docket as presented?
I make the motion.
Been motion, can I get a second?
So,
Tanya seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
President, at this point, from 6 to 9, because of the discussions we had earlier regarding a couple of changes, can you table all policies and procedures, as well as the handbook from 6 to items 9.
All right, can I get a motion to that effect?
Leave those as tabled,
Table.
and we will vote on those at the July meeting.
6
So
through
no
9.
action.
Including everything on that.
6 through 9, no action tabled.
What about
till-
7 and 8?
Those were good, but because they will become part of the end policy, we're just gonna hold them on and then vote on all of them at the same time.
All right, it sounds good. 6 through
They're
9.
good.
No action table till next month. Can I get a motion to that effect?
Together.
I move, take no
Y'all
action.
good over there?
We kinda need 7. Will that mess us up, Mr. Luciano?
7?
Yeah. Explain why we need 7.
Because we really get an influx of requests,
The work-based,
the 7 and the 8. Now, we may have a little wiggle room on 8 because the school year hadn't started back up. But 7, we are getting an influx of those requests. And
the
then-
research requests.
Mhm.
Now, we'll do what we gotta do, I'm
I
gonna,
think you can go with 7. I think 8 needs to hold.
Okay.
And the work-based learning has to go with part of the handbook for
Gotcha.
students. 7 you can go with.
All right, can I get a
All right,
motion?
let's just do them one at a time, George. Call for 6.
Well, we're just taking no action.
No action on,
6.
can I get a motion, no action on 6 and table?
I'll make the motion, yes.
Second.
Just a second.
Second.
Sealed.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
7, you gonna approve?
7,
Make a motion, we approve 7 as presented.
all right.
Second.
Been moved to second on 7, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, can I get a no action on 8 and 9?
Make a motion, no action on items number 8, number 1 on our agenda.
Second.
Been moved to second to table, no action, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, approval of pyramid start and end time for 2021-22.
as you can see, it says 7:45 to 2:45, Pembroke was on a different time. All our other elementaries on a different time, but Pembroke was the only odd one because of SIG. Well, SIG is over after this school year, so that we just putting this on here so that Pembroke can fall in line with all the other schools on the same time. So our SIG grant is over with after the 2021 school year.
So all our elementary start at 7:45.
Same time.
2:45.
Yep.
All right, can I get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Discuss approval of return to school plan 21-22.
All right, as we finish up this year, and we're going into next year, talking to different superintendents, I know I haven't talked to every superintendent in this area, but a majority of the superintendents are saying that they're gonna go back face-to-face, regular face-to-face. So I am proposing that to us, that we start our school year as regular, going back regular face-to-face with no virtual. As you can see from our third grade gate and the surrounding places with third grade gate, it is a direct effect on the student achievement. And, right now, with the updates that I send you every week pertaining to the number of cases, we're at minimal, if any at some weeks. So, our plan, if so, we'll take it down and we'll refresh it from, on our website to say what we're gonna do for 21-22, and I'm proposing that we go back normal.
All right, can I get a motion to that
So,
effect?
hold on, so, mask covering, face covering is gonna be optional.
Optional.
Whoever wants to wear them, wear them, whoever doesn't have to. There has to be no protocol for us, I've had the shot, you hadn't had the shot, that.
No.
If you wanna wear it, wear it, if you don't, you don't. Okay?
I just agree with that.
Everything else is, looks good to me. And if you test positive, you still got all that in there.
Yeah, we still got the nurses update the quarantine stuff,
This is
according to
consistent
CDC.
with CDC guidelines.
Uh-huh, with the quarantine.
All right, can I get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
So moved, second.
Been moved and seconded, go back face to face with those
We'll be starting at the regular time.
regular time of the year. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I object to not wearing masks. I think we should make it mandatory for everybody to get shot.
Well, the governor didn't say so.
The governor ain't up there.
All right.
We gotta have some sense for
Four,
ourselves.
4-1.
41, I object.
All right, it passes. Approval of designate Michelle Wade as a FEMA applicant agent for disaster.
It's, Kennedy.
We've been working, well, they've been working on behalf of trying to get this MEMA money reimbursed from last year with the disaster. And in order to do this, there has to be a separation of who they can contact. Dr. McCarty was one of them, and Ms. Wade is the second person, but they needed that to say through you all that it's okay for them to act on behalf of answering questions, giving them whatever information they're requesting to see if we qualify for any of the MEMA disaster reimbursement.
All right, can I get a motion to that effect?
I make the motion.
Get a second?
Second.
Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of child nutrition to provide breakfast and lunch for Delta State University's Upward Bound program.
The director over that program reached out to Ms. Newsom. It won't be any cost. In fact, we'll receive some reimbursement on the summer feeding for it. And they have the logistics to get the food picked up, by the person over that program. So it's no inconvenience to us at all.
So, these are ninth and 10th graders that are attending Del State on the Upward Bound program that they will just pick the lunch up at the high school during the summer.
Right, summer only, yes, sir.
I know I'm new at this, but when did we start with Upward Bound in Delta State?
I have no clue.
That's my first time hearing them. So I know Valley used to have it. I never heard that before. That's good though.
Make it local.
Do we have participants?
They have some, I can't think of the exact number right now, but, they do have people that's actually registered already, and that's why he reached out to this Newsom about, kind of getting those camps in, for some people.
I didn't know about that.
Sounds good to me.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. I was trying to vote yes, aye. Went too fast.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I pass. All right, approval of MOU to partner with Rydom Enterprises as part of the work-based learning.
And this is part of our career center efforts to kind of beef up our work-based learning. Ms. Rash and Ms. Mitchell have done a phenomenal job of reaching out with different industries around the community to get more, job shadowing, internship opportunities for our students here. And so Mr. Bradham has been meeting with her, and they're gonna offer some different programming for our students through their work-based learning. And there's no cost to the district.
I think that's great, we need to do more of it.
Yeah,
And I
We need
think,
to do more of it.
Oh, yeah, she's getting them in now, so we should more in July.
I met Mr. Bradham at the chamber and, other business partners. So we got some other stuff that's coming as well. He's just the first one. So, it has really picked up as far as the work-based learning. Now that the businesses know that we're willing to partner with them and do all this other stuff and what we have to offer and what they have to offer too. So it's picking up. So he's the first one.
Did you look over the agreement MOU?
I have, that's, Mr. Bradham is actually one of the first who is using our form MOU. So instead of having different MOUs come from different places, we have the original Cleveland School District form MOU that Mr. Bradham used to plug in his stuff, so it's good to go.
Make a motion to approve it.
I second that.
been motioned and approved, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval for Cleveland School District to enter into a partnership with Mississippi State University to utilize the school district for practice student teaching and internship.
No, I'll go for that.
They're gonna send,
Are they coming here from Mississippi State?
we're gonna be able to place some of the Mississippi State students.
So, what it is that those students that, who are in their MAT program, so we have some teachers who have jobs that are going and getting a certification. So they're gonna come in and do those internships as well, and if we do have students from Mississippi State, of course, they will be, allowed to come in and do that, so.
Good.
More exposure. More people.
Can I get a
More
motion?
teachers.
I move to approve.
Second.
Motion is seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? They gonna have the teacher thing out there state this summer.
Teacher
For America.
Teach for America, where we get people.
I haven't heard anything about.
I hadn't heard it since the COVID thing come up.
Since the COVID stuff, I haven't heard nothing. We can check.
All right, number 16, approval for Cleveland Student District to enter in partnership with the Center for the Study and Prevention of Violence to define the expectations of the district's participation in the LST grant initiative. What's the LST?
And this is just our life skills training grant. This coming up year will be the last year that we have that grant, and so in grade 6 and at the middle school, the teachers are trained, and so they take the students through the curriculum for just life skill training, things, I guess like, the substance abuse, things like that. And so this is the last year for that grant, and so we just need the MOU.
All right,
So they teach them about what?
Just like drug prevention, things of that nature.
Violence.
preventing shooting.
No, no.
Can I get a motion to accept?
I make the motion.
I second.
Got a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of Cleveland Central School District to enter contract agreement with Mississippi Association of School Business Officials, MASDO, to provide financial technical assistance through the utilization of individuals contracted through MASDO.
And short form, what does that mean?
So I reached out for some technical assistance for year-end closing with the software, and I reached out to Masco and Central Access to provide me with some, reference. And the two that I did get back, I think is included in your pack, so I just, made a recommendation with the lower one, just to get the year-end close out to submit stats with the software that we're currently using, just because I'm not familiar with that process, and I wanna make sure the financials are submitted correctly.
All right,
What does the contractual agreement mean? Aren't you members of NASCO or?
Yes, but we have, they're sending an additional person for that.
So they're gonna charge us some money?
Yeah, charge you up to
Say
$15,000.
how much money, or you want us to approve something before?
I did.
And we did this last year,
Yeah,
and
nearly
I think the
trying
year
to-
before that.
Because I have pretty much broken down that I only need someone maybe about 10 days at the most, cause I would just need them to come right in at the end. And I think last year we spent over 35,000, this year I'm saying maximum of 10.
And that's just because we're changing the software?
Yes,
This isn't something you're gonna get in?
no, yes, for this flow back for this software.
This is what it is, Make a motion to approve it.
I have a motion to approve, can get a second.
I second it.
The motion is seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
I want us to get our numbers right.
All right, discussion and table of Cleveland School District Technology Plan for 21-20 through 24.
Make the motion to table.
We gotta table that?
Discuss and table.
Oh, can I get a motion to that effect?
I
Table,
just made the motion.
oh, get a second.
I second
The motion second, table, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
So it's actually a policy and not a plan?
It's a plan, that's a plan. Just like you have your different strategic plans and your operating measures, this is like another one for technology, and I'll just talk more about like the.
Yeah, it's, it's a 5-year outlook. Last year we did one, we had a 5-year outlook, well, with, CARES and ESSER fund. We knocked out most of their wish list. So we come back, reevaluated, got what we're looking at for next year. We have this next round of money. And then we also wrote in some, procedural stuff, to understand what, we actually need and what we do. So just to put some information out there, you to kind of understand, what our department has to do and what we're gonna do in case some things comes about, like cybersecurity, the backup system, how we protect that data.
We're tabling this because it's affecting policies.
Well, you're introducing a handbook, so to speak, or a plan.
It's planned, but
So it's gotta be commented on.
He's just updating it.
We got updates to the handbook every year too.
Well, it's a
It's got changes. He took off what we did last year, and now he's looking forward another 5 years of what we need to stay competitive technology-wise.
I just didn't realize anything other than our policies we take for 30 days.
We table handbooks.
All right, can I get a motion to a table?
We have so moved.
For a second?
I'll second
Been motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. 19, discussion table Cleveland School District Fixed Access Manual 21-22.
This will have the changes that you proposed
Yeah.
earlier.
Everything.
That's changes that we went through when we got with MDE. So, it was almost like a complete revamp.
All right, can we get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, this one here, approved to have public budget hearing on June, we're gonna move that to
July
12th.
12th
July 12th,
at 5 p.m.
5. And special
We
call
don't need
meeting,
a special call.
And you can kill that last
We
part.
don't need that.
we don't need the last part.
All right,
Approved to
so
have public budget hearing on July 12th at 5 o'clock.
I'm sorry, we still need the special call on the 30th, because that's the last day for the fiscal year, and you're gonna do your closeout docket.
All right, let's go back.
All right, we're on 20 right now. which is-
We're on 20.
Yeah, but it's not,
Yeah, we
it's not a public budget.
and we can't have the budget hearing
Not the budget.
the same night because it's not 30 days.
You got to strike out budget,
Not that part.
budget.
It's that second meeting in June that we have here.
Okay, so they need a special call to close you out of this fiscal
All
year
right, can we get a motion to
for
have a
6:30?
special call board meeting June the 30th,
I
2
don't
p.m.
know if I can be there or not.
We need 3 of us.
How long do you need, Ms. Kennedy?
I don't know, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It don't take long.
But that's how we can zoom that right.
Good.
It's just gonna be that brief.
You can do it virtual.
It's just
Then
the docket.
at 2, then what is the special call meeting at 3?
There is no.
That's not one.
This was to do the docket, we were just gonna do the hearing an hour early, but we're not doing that part at all now.
So we just need them.
Cause they got pushed back to the
Special
12th of
call.
So
July.
now, yeah, your public budget hearing is back to July 12th, but they still need a special call
Special
to
call.
close
June
you out for
30th.
the financials at 2020,
End of the year meeting.
end of the year. So
All right.
6:30.
Can I get a motion for a special call June the 30th at 2 p.m.?
Don't have to be that late, you can see it anytime, we'll be ready.
2 p.m. is too early.
2 is good.
Or I don't know if you'd even have to be there. Yeah, if you can, you can, if you can't.
Yeah, we're outside what time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Lucille gets up by then.
All right, then said 2 o'clock, can I get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second. Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
No, we got 28.
Got 28 MPRC. Can I get a, whatever's of that?
Table.
Can I get a motion to table that to the next meeting?
So moved.
MPRC.
So moved.
I second that.
Been motion second for MPRC, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Can I get a motion to consider executive session?
I make the motion to consider executive session.
Hey, Ms. Miles, the IHA, does it need to go in there, or that's executive session?
What?
We already tabled the IHA? Okay, never mind.
The only other thing I had was, on the naming of the, just an update on the, building at, Hayes Cooper, Andrew Westerfield.
Go ahead, Mr. Hammond.
PO's been done, it's been submitted to John Science, he had the lowest quote. So he's got to send it off and get proof setting of the work, the name and also plaque. And once we agree on
The name will be on the building and a plaque, that's how
Yes, sir.
it'll be done.
name on building and plaque.
Oh, do you have any idea of when that would be installed by?
No, sir, I can find out.
If you could, and then let the superintendent know, because we want to get that out to the media and get the people invited that town of Marigold, notify the family, Hayes Cooper and all that.
Gotcha.
I believe we ought to have them.
All right,
Maybe we could have it right, we're not gonna be able to have it for July, doesn't sound like. Oh, maybe that August board meeting, we'd have lunch at Hayes Cooper that day and do it that day.
We can look into it if it's here.
Yeah.
just have to get them scheduled. All right, can I get a motion to consider executive session?
I make a motion to consider executive session.
All right.
Second.
Motion second to consider, state reasons, disputed misconduct, personnel, legal matters, parent complaint, and, legal matters. Can I get a motion to go in executive session for those stated reasons?
So moved.
Been motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, we'll take a 5-minute break.